Hello and welcome back to Weston the Historian. Today we will be discussing the American Colonization Society and the creation of Liberia. The American Colonization Society was created by a group of abolitionist white Americans who wanted to send African Americans back to Africa. It was created by people such as Robert Finley, Henry Clay, Francis Scott Key, and a lot of other people. The organization gained donations from all over the country, but it wouldn't have been as successful without the support of the U.S. government. Multiple ships were sent, and in 1821, the American Colonization Society purchased the land that would become Liberia. The capital was named Monrovia, after the U.S. President James Monroe, who strongly supported the society and their goals. Thus, the colony of Liberia was formed by a group of African Americans supported by the American Colonization Society. However, in between 1820 and 1830, only 138 African Americans from the northern U.S. chose to leave for Liberia. Despite this, around 1,199 African Americans from the southern U.S. came to Liberia around the same time. Unsurprisingly, a good number of freedmen were opposed to the idea of being exiled from the U.S. Protests gathered, speeches were held, and generally speaking, people were just outraged by this idea of pretty much being exiled from the country you grew up in. In Liberia, a school, a public library, and a printing press were created in 1826. By the 1830s, tensions were already brewing between the new Americo-Liberian settlers and the indigenous tribes of the area. Several skirmishes would break out, solidifying African American control over the area. As time went on, American control over Liberia weakened as the settlers' power increased. On July 26, 1847, Liberia would become the Republic of Liberia after declaring independence. Shortly thereafter, Joseph Jenkins Roberts would become the first president of this new nation. Today, Liberia still has quite a bit of American influence. The most telling example of this is, of course, on their flag, which uses the same pattern as the U.S. flag, but with only one star, a slightly smaller canton, and 11 stripes instead of 13. Of course, the parallels do not stop there. Their entire government and legal system is modeled after the American Constitution. Their capital is still named Monrovia. English is the most spoken language, and they even have a White House. This country has an intriguing and rich history, which I unfortunately will not be able to cover all of in today's video. However, I hope you came away with a little bit more knowledge than before. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.